Hey, what's up, you guys? Coming back with another live video. Hopefully, you guys can see me well and hear me clear. What I want to talk about in this live, it won't be a long, drawn out live, is that, well, let me give you guys a little minute to kind of jump in here. Welcome, everybody. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, guys, I want to go ahead and jump right into it. If you get, you come in late, just I guess watch it from the beginning or what have you. But what I want to talk about on this particular live is overspending. You guys got to stop overspending. I'm getting like emails and inboxes on Facebook and different things like that, social media. People asking me, they say, Fabio, do I need this? Do I need that? Should I purchase this? Should I purchase that? And to be honest, guys, at the end of the day, it all boiled down to you making a profit and boiled down to you picking up contracts. The more you spend on stuff that you really don't need up front, the more it take away from your profit margin. Okay, now if you need something, for an example, and I tell people this all the time, uh, a lot of the stuff that you may need for your commercial cleaning business, you could rent. Okay, you could rent and it'll be tax deductible. You can write it off as a tax credit, tax expense, right? A lot of times you guys feel like I need, the top of the line fogger, the top of the line sprayer, the top of the line carpet cleaning machine, the top of the line, whatever it is, vacuum cleaners or whatever. Guys, as I told you guys time and time again, some people even hit me up and say, Fabio, I feel like I need an office. But you haven't even drummed up the revenue to be able to sustain the office. So like I say, we in the type of business where we have low overhead and the profit margins is wide, like it's high. You can make a lot of money in commercial cleaning, providing you structure it well and you have all the mechanics in order. Okay. A lot of you guys are going out buying the top of the line vacuum cleaners. I'm here to tell you, you do not need a backpack vac. What you see other, YouTubers or other, people in your area do, you don't necessarily have to do it. Okay. I understand the importance of keeping it condensed, keeping it small, because in the beginning, I used to do a lot of that stuff, right? I used to kind of overspend and then wonder why my profit margins was low. Okay, the more you spend, the more employees, the more revenue that come out of your bank, that come out of your pocket, the less the profit margin is for you. Okay, so you want to be able to kind of condense that into a small amount, right? Whatever you need, you go ahead and you get it. But if you're not in the carpet cleaning business, there's no reason why you need a carpet cleaning machine right now. Okay, now maybe in the future you're gonna, go into that side of cleaning and you're gonna get into carpet cleaning, then you might need that, or buffer, or a stripper and waxer machine, whatever. You don't need that right now. And if you had a job that consists that you had to have that, you can always rent that, guys. It'd be 40, 50, $60. It'll be worth it, right? You keep the machine all day or whatever the case is, you know. And I tell people right now, everything is negotiable anyway, you know, because the economy is down, right? Nobody is really spending a whole hell of a lot of money. People are buying stuff that they really need, right? So it's people, it's literally, you can go to liquidation shops, you can go to storage facilities, you can go to a lot of different places and get a lot of this equipment cheaply. Okay, I don't even know if that's a word, but for cheap, right? You don't have to have the new top of the line this and that, vacuum cleaners, all of that stuff. Okay, so again, the more money you put out, the more it take from the bottom line. I'm just gonna, going to put that out there. Let me see what else. Someone hit me up on Facebook. They say, hey Fabio, I feel like I need an office. No, you do not. No, you do not. That's a hella expense. If you can get away, I have an office, but if you can get away with not having an office, don't get an office. You can run it straight from home. Okay, run it straight from home, build the revenue up, and then when you're making a substantial amount of money on a monthly basis, go ahead and get an office. Okay, go ahead and get an office, because at this point your business will be able to sustain that office. Okay, now if you're working like paycheck to paycheck, and you got maybe 5 or 6 accounts that equate to about 3 grand or whatever the case, that's not enough money to run your office and still be able to handle your business and payroll and all of that stuff. Guys, you want to build your business up. Okay, build it from the ground up. You want to build it up, put systems in place. You always hear me talk about systems. Okay, again, the more money go out, the less your profit margin is. Advertising, uh, the same thing. Condense your advertising. I like to do what I call low to no cost advertising. So word of mouth, door to door, picking up the phones. I'm a big advocate of that. Anything social media that you can get away with for doing for free, your Facebook, sharing a post, starting a blog. You can start a blog. Do videos like what I'm doing. Like anything that you can do for free, do for free to get the word out. Okay? Anything that you can do for free and get the word out. And you just have to be different. You have to be creative, right? Have your own little swag to it, your own little structure. You don't want to be like the next person, right? Okay, and that will help give you visibility, at least. So when someone do go to Google your name or Google your company name, and you have these video tutorials in Wisconsin or Kenosha, Wisconsin, wherever you're at, right? Then they're gonna say, "Whoa, this person is in Kenosha, is really doing big things," right? So that way, they feel comfortable with doing business with your company or doing business with your cleaning company, because you got that visibility there on the internet, right? And it didn't cost you any money to do it. So the way I started, like I said before, back in 2012, right, I did a lot of door to door, right? I had minimum dollars to work with. So I turned nothing into something, right? Absolutely nothing. I ordered the course. You guys heard my story before. Paid about $208 for that. Took the course, read it from cover to cover, right? Didn't do anything with it. And then I finally got off my ass and I started going door to door, right? Went door to door. I started making calls first, right? Never, because I didn't really want to go door to door. So I started making calls, wasn't able to get any traction from that. So I went out, started knocking doors, right? You guys heard my story time and time before. I wanted to get my first contract in the first 60 days. I wound up getting it in the first 90 days. Okay? But I did everything that I could for free. Vistaprint, I got my business cards that was like, I think it was like 1,000 or 500 or whatever the case is, for like $9.99, plus I think the shipping was even free or something. I don't know. But anyway, it was like $9.99 for 1,000 business cards, or 500, I can't remember. And I started there. I had my little business cards, you know, email, I'm ready to go. And I started going out knocking doors, right? I did it enough where I started being able to get some traction. I got some traction. I had many losses as I had wins, right? I got some traction. That restored the faith in me that I was able to do it. Okay. And then I started building up. It took me a little while to get an office downtown Toledo, right? And it's not all that it's cracked up to be, right? I mean, it's just another expense. Okay. My interviews, people ask me, Fabio, what did you interview your employees? I interviewed them in the likes of Starbucks, Tim Hortons, libraries, any professional facility. I use places downtown Detroit, that was just public places where everybody looked like me. They was dressed up, they was casual, so you blend right into it. There's a lot of places, I'm sure, in your city where you can go downtown where people are in and out, big buildings. They host meetings, and some people even do homework or whatever the case is, right? Right in these public buildings. You're only going to be there 15, 20 minutes or so at the most, right? So you use that, okay? But you make it work. You don't have to have an office. It's not paramount that you have one. Again, it's a big expense, okay? It's a big expense. Also, like I said, you can run this thing straight from home. You can have a spare bedroom and write that part of the house, that spare bedroom, you can write that off on your taxes, right? Because that's where you conduct business, okay? Not the whole house or the whole apartment, whatever, just the spare space, right? Now your accountant and whoever handles your taxes will be able to kind of help you with that. I'm not the specialist in that part, right? But I do know you can write it off. Okay, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate you. So, like I said, guys, keep your costs low. You don't need all of the top of the line equipment. I don't care what you hear on YouTube, what you hear on the internet. You don't need the top of the line stuff, right? Because you got to think about it. Unless you're doing day porter, which most of you won't be, no one really knows the equipment that you're using. And quite frankly, they don't give a shit, right? And I, I don't mean it like just be dirt cheap, right? But be conservative with your spending. When my first ever vacuum cleaner that I purchased, it was like $10 or I don't know, $12, and it was from the Salvation Army, the resale shop, right? I bought it. It was loud as hell, right? It was one of those old fashioned ones, where you got the bag and you got to change the bag. Now they got everything different with the little canister, and you dump it and you hit it back in there. But we had to change the bags and all of that stuff. And to be honest, I still got that vacuum cleaner today. It's in our warehouse, right? We don't use it, but I still have it. Okay. But I started there. I started there, right? So again, you start with what you have, right? You can go to resale shops, liquidation centers. You can go to storage facilities. Find a lot of this equipment. People, they didn't pay the storage. They got evicted. Now the storage facility is selling their stuff. You can call them up and ask them if they have certain stuff like this. Okay, consignment shops, different things like that. Okay, you do not have to have the top of the line anything. Okay, so um, going into the marketing, going into the marketing, be conservative with your dollars, your marketing dollars. Okay, a lot of people feel like I gotta have this or I gotta have that or put a budget together. Okay, so if you're gonna do Facebook ads, and you're gonna start with $200. Start with $200. Okay, whatever the case is. If you're gonna do Google AdWords or what a Google AdSense or whatever the case, put a budget together. Okay, and don't go over budget. Don't go over budget. But I'm here to tell you, as it worked for me in 2012, if you do a lot of the free to low cost stuff, it'll save you a lot of money. It might take a little while, right, to get the traction, but it'll save you a lot of money up front. People ask me about webinars and seminars and coaching and books and tapes and different things like that. Those are valuable things. I would say if you do get it on marketing, get it on sales, so you'll learn how to be able to learn how to do that. This cleaning stuff, it's so many people that do what we do, and they have the webinars and the seminars and all of that stuff, that you really don't even need to do a lot of that stuff, to be honest. You don't need to do. The only benefit that come from it is you get to learn from their mistakes, right? Where you don't have to fall into the same pitfalls that everybody else fall into, right? By having a mentor or books or that type of thing, right? But like I say, the overall thing that I would suggest that you get into is learning business, learning a little bit about everything, payroll, taxes, right? You get a nice little book or program about that, how to do, payroll, um, hiring and firing, human resources, that type of thing. Get a nice little book on that. You want to be a little bit savvy on everything, right? You're not going to be a know-it-all on everything, but you want to be at least a little bit savvy, right? You want to be comfortable with the conversation. But when you don't know anything about anything and people get to talking certain things and you don't know about that topic, you're not engaging, right? You it's not something that you really want to talk about because you're not familiar with, right? So you want to kind of hit all levels, all different aspects. A lot of the information is free on YouTube, free on Google, right? So utilize what you can utilize. Also, what I do want to tell you guys, just because if you find a program or if you find something that I have never talked about, I've never mentioned, uh, you know, software program, whatever the case is, it might be something that I'm not familiar with it, that I don't know about. So a lot of my people, I have to tell them this in my coaching. A lot of them feel, well, if Fabio's not going to do it or Fabio don't know about it, he's not real hip to it, that they don't want to try it. And I tell them, don't do that, right? Because you could be passing up an opportunity just because I'm not familiar with a certain software program, or I'm not familiar with some type of gadget that you then came across, okay? Or even if I say, well, it's not for me, it's not something that I will want to, get into or become, familiar with, or whatever the case is. Don't say, oh, well, Fabio's not going to do it, so I'm not going to do it. And I get a lot of people to do that, and I really appreciate you guys giving me that credit, but sometimes you have to take a risk, right? If you feel comfortable with that risk, go ahead and take it. I would never tell anybody in the coaching or anybody on YouTube not to do something because I'm not doing it, all right? Or I'm not into it, okay? Now, if it's something that I know about, I give you the pros and cons and then let you go with your gut feeling, right? Let you go with your own intuition, as if you should move forward with that, okay? If it's something that I know about. But outside of that, guys, you want to be able to take a risk. Make sure it's calculated, right? Make sure you're not having a lot of money out on the line. And if you are going to put a lot of money out, make sure you feel real, real good that you could get a great turnaround on that investment, okay? Don't just be spewing out money just to be spewing out money, because like I say, every little bit, every dollar that go out, it takes away from the bottom line, take away from your profit margins, okay? So hopefully this definitely helped you. Hope you guys got some questions. I'd be more than willing to entertain your questions about that. But I felt compelled to go live because I had a topic on Facebook. I was talking about it, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, I got to get this, and you got to have a backpack vac." And I was in this group on Facebook and that group on Facebook, or I was listening to a live stream on YouTube where somebody was saying, "I got to have this," and then you do not have to have the top of the line equipment, the name brand equipment, the most expensive equipment, right? You can start with what you can afford. You can start with what you can afford, because like I say, remind you, you or your staff is going to be the only one that's in the building for the most part, unless you're doing like a day porter when you're working around people, okay? But if it's straight evening cleaning, you're cleaning banks, you're cleaning law firms, you're cleaning whatever, chiropractor's office, dentist's office, you're the only one, you and your staff is the only one in the building. So they don't know what equipment you use. All they know is they come in, it smells fresh, it looks great, everything looks wiped down, everything looks, it feels good. The temperament of the place is immaculate, right? The carpet is vacuumed, everything is swept and mopped and all of that stuff. So that's all they need to know. They're not really concerned about what the equipment you're using, if it's a backpack vac or if it's just a regular vacuum cleaner. If you got a bag you got to change out of it, or or it's some state of the art type of piece of equipment, they don't care about that, right? I'm here to tell you they don't. All they care about is the service that they paying for, right? Now, if somebody put in your head that you need this top of the line equipment, you go out and get it, then it's on you, but it's taken away from the bottom line. Foggers. People ask me about foggers all the time. Everybody know my favorite is the Halo Seal, but the Halo Seal is pretty expensive. I'm here to tell you that. So if you could start with, um, you know, this Ryobi one, and a lot of people, you can start there. $99, $100 for it. Start there. Let that make money for you, and then upgrade to a better value fogger or sprayer. You got the Wagner out there. Okay, you got all these different ones out there. I have them all. My favorite one just happened to be the Halo Seal, right? So, like I say, but you can start low, build high. Okay, but don't say, well, you know what? This first job, I priced this first job at $600. So I did this fogging job. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go and upgrade to the next. No, let the revenue compile, right? Let it build up. Let it build up. Right now, you don't even like have a net worth. Your business is not even in the talk of profit, right? You're not even profitable right now. It's like you're winging it from month to month. A lot of people don't have a cash flow. I get on my people ass all the time. I get on my people ass all the time because they do not have a reserve. They do not have a reserve. People that's in my coaching, I tell them all the time, don't spend every dollar that come in. You have to be able to save that. Okay? If you got a business credit card or a company credit card or what have you, you use it. You can use it. Be modest with that too. Okay? You use it for something that you know you'll be able to afford, and you just make sure you pay the bill off. You don't want to have to pay installments. Go ahead and pay it off. Okay, go ahead and pay it off. If you buy a vacuum cleaner and it's $70 and you put it on your business credit card, just make sure you have the money available so when they give you the statement that you're able to pay it off. Okay, you don't want to do the installments. Okay, because you wind up paying way more for it. Just go ahead and pay it off. Okay, so I'm just here to give you guys. And then investing, I don't get into a lot of this. I was thinking about starting to take this into different directions outside of commercial cleaning, because I do a lot outside of commercial cleaning. The revenues that come in, I take percentages of that, right? So I'm on salary. I take percentage of that and I invest in other avenues. I'm reading up on Bitcoin. I'm making myself a little familiar with that, right? Other investments and like Roth IRAs and stock picking and all of that stuff. But I read a lot of books. I educate myself on it. I watch videos on certain topics from time to time, but I make sure I'm knowledgeable. And I also listen to my mentors, people that come before me that knows about this, that's already making millions and millions of dollars doing what they do. So if they're making millions of dollars, I'll be stupid to keep paying them on a monthly basis for coaching and whatever, and then I don't listen to them, and then place the blame on them, right? Say they did me something, right? So at the end of the day, like I say, guys, you got to be very frugal with how your money go out. Don't join a lot of seminars and webinars. You don't need a lot of that stuff, okay? Because the program never stops. I'm not going to say any names, but it was a guy, got to be in here. It was a guy that I guess advertising a course. He has a course, and people was asking me about it. I am familiar with him, right? I told people don't do it because I already knew how much it was going to cost. It was going to cost about 300, be about $3,000, $3,500, somewhere in between there, and it's an ongoing cycle with the webinars that you get into this gold package and then you upgrade to the platinum, and it's always something else that's coming behind it. Okay, you would never, damn, I gotta be in there. You would never be able to make the money that you want to make if you always got a webinar to join, or you always got to pay out for, a bunch of courses and, videos and different things like that, right? So like I say, I'm not telling you not to do it, because clearly I offer coaching. I feel like it's modest, priced and whatever, but I don't have any upsells behind that, right? So, okay, go out. So I don't have any upsells behind that, but a lot of this stuff do. Okay, so I'm not trying to shit on, nobody in the course or whatever the case is, but a lot of the stuff you do not need. Even coaching, you don't necessarily need it, but I do feel like if you find somebody you look up to that you value, and you can afford it, get into the coaching, because that can help you over the long haul. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to help you guys out. You want to look at cash flow. Your business, if you're telling me, Fabio, I can't do this to next month, or I can't do this till they pay me, for the service that I rendered already, or whatever, then you're not ready to make any big time investments in equipment, vacuum cleaners, stripping and waxing equipment. You're not ready to finance anything. You're not ready to do any of that if you don't have a cash flow. If you can't go to the bank and literally take the money out and be able to pay for it, then you're just not ready for that type of stuff yet. That don't mean you'll never be ready, but you're not ready right now. So again, save the money, okay? Save the money, conserve the money. I know it's a lot of information on the internet and a lot of information on YouTube, and sometimes you get overwhelmed. Like I was telling the young lady on my Facebook, she say, "Oh, this guy has this, and then there's another guy that has this program," and you see that on the sponsor, the ads going up and down Facebook, right? So it's pulling you in different directions. You don't know, well, I'm gonna join this, and it sounds like this, and they got this technology, and then they got this app, they got this software program, they got this and that, right? So they got all of these different things, and they keep pulling you in a lot of different directions. Next thing you know, you're gonna spend thousands of dollars on some of everybody's stuff, right? And then when I ask you, well, how much, approximately how much revenue you're bringing in, they say, well, Fabio, to be honest, I haven't got one contract. You haven't got one contract. Well, how many people program are you? Well, I'm in 3 programs. I'm in a webinar. I bought somebody's ebook. I bought somebody's this. Right? So you bought all of this stuff, and you're not making any revenue from it. You're not getting anything out of it, so to speak. Okay? So again, guys, like I say, be conservative with your dollars. Let me see if I have any questions. You guys have any questions for me? I'm out in the field door to door as we speak. I got a walkthrough on Friday. You got to walk. Congratulations. Congratulations. You got to walk through on Friday. Keep going, bud. You can do it. Keep going. Door to door. Like I say, door to door, low to no cost tactics. That's what I would prefer you guys to use. I tell everybody that's in the coaching, hey, if you can do it for free, do it for free. And keep doing it for free until you're able to get some momentum, get some traction, pick up some contracts. Okay? Be very versatile, if you will. Okay? If a place say, well, we don't need commercial cleaning, but we do need window cleaning. If you offer window cleaning, go ahead and do the window cleaning job, right? And every job you do, you want to do what I call show up and show out, right? You want to show up and do the absolute best. You want to be able to shut people down, just like I've been shut down. I went in buildings and they love the service provider that they have, and they're just not willing to switch at all. There's no option at this point. There's no irresistible offer. They just love their current provider, right? They just love that person. They love that company. Okay, you'll run into that too. Meanwhile, I get the same thing. People call me up, hey Fabio, the cleaning company that came in trying to look for cleaning, we shut them down. We like you guys. Okay, we're used to you guys, we like you guys. And that's the relationship that you want to build, guys. That's when you're picking up the contracts, you always want to show up. You don't want to get lazy. A lot of companies get lazy over time. Okay, I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes. I'm not saying that, right? I'm not saying my people don't get lazy, but I'm on them. That's where training come in place. Okay, that's where the training come in place. So again, you want to make sure you stay on top of your contractors. You want to stay on top of your employees. You want to train them to the max. Okay, I know this video and it took a twist, as all my videos usually do. But like I say, guys, you want to make sure you conserve as much money as possible. Okay, you don't need every single body program on the internet. Okay, you don't need every webinar. You don't need every seminar. Okay, every tutorial you got to purchase. You don't need all of that. Again, it takes away from the bottom line. Okay, and most of the time when you purchase that stuff, you get so wrapped up in that particular individual and that particular person that you never start your business. You're thinking about it, you're hyped up, you're motivated, right? But you never even get as far as getting your DBA or getting your LLC, getting your EIN, going to set up a business checking account. You never really get that far. Trust me, I know, because I talk to a lot of people that's in, and well, most of the people that's in my coaching, they know what's up. I'm really on them like a hawk. But a lot of the people that I just talk to from YouTube, they just email me and I call them up and say, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? And they, yeah, man, I watch your videos, man. I love your content. It's good, man. And I also watch such and such, and I also watch such and such. And I joined such and such program, man. It ain't really doing too much for me right now, but I got faith in it. And I was thinking about joining such and such program, man. And I'm thinking about doing your program too. I say, look, find one person, man. Just try to find one person, because you're going to spend all your money, and therefore you're not going to even have the money to set up your LLC, right? You're not going to have the money to even start buying solutions and products and cleaning, you know, uh, products and things that you may need initially to be able to get the ball rolling, right? So again, like I say, guys, this video could go a lot of different ways. I'm really on you guys about your employees too. Training is a must right now, because they are an extension of you. So if you the type of person you say, well, Fabio, I'm just not good at training, you already shutting yourself down. I'm not sure that this is going to be the business for you. You can't say, oh, I don't think that I can do this, or it's just not my cup of tea. It has to be your cup of tea. You have to wear all the hats in the beginning. Okay, you have to wear all the hats in the beginning. You have to be the employee, you have to be the administration, you got to do everything. The advertising, you got to do everything, right? So when you started your business, you didn't know everything, right, initially, but you learned as you went along, right? You met people, you was introduced to people, whatever you sought out for information, books, tapes, videos, whatever the case is, Google, whatever the case is, and then you learn as you went along, right? You didn't know everything, okay? So don't tell me that I'm just not good at delegating, this to subcontractors or this to this. You put their ass on a non-compete, non-disclosure. Make sure it holds up, right? And I drill that into you guys' head. You make sure you stay on top of your people. You make sure you know what's going on, right? You have an open door policy with your employees. What do that mean, Fabio? Well, they should be able to contact you 24/7, right? You shouldn't shut your lines off. Some people, I've heard of some people say, hey, don't call me after 9 o'clock. So if your employee is working at a bank and it's 10 o'clock and something happens and you tell them don't call after 9, and then they don't call you, and then the bank come in and say, well, you guys didn't do this, that, and the third, we need to call a meeting. Whose fault is it? You can't say, oh, it's your employee fault because you already shut the lines off at 9. You told you don't want nobody to call you after 9. This is not that. This is not that. Okay, business and I think entrepreneurship is almost like 24/7, right? Because you're always trying to think of creative ways to be, to get more visibility, right? To be more profitable, that type of thing, right? So it's around the clock. Your brain is always kind of thinking. You wake up thinking about it. You go into sleep thinking about it. It's not so much of trying to outdo the competition. Competition gonna do what they gonna do. You just gotta focus on you and what you gotta do. Okay. So again, guys, I'm here to tell you that you don't need the top of the line stuff. When it comes to products, solutions, all-purpose cleaner, whatever the case is, you don't need the top of the line product, right? Get you a modest product that do a great that perform good, right? You don't want to be too cheap. I'm not trying to tell you to be too cheap, but you don't have to have the top grade product, the top of the line vacuum cleaners, the top of the line this and that, right? You don't have to have an office. So many people get caught up that they have to have an office. You don't. Okay. Courses and material like this, you don't have to buy everybody's course. I tell people, find one person that you believe in, even if it's not me. Find one person that you believe in, and delve into their stuff. See where it gets you. Give it 6 months to a year into their program, into their stuff. And then if you say, oh, I got modest results or whatever, you want to try, at least give it a shot. I'm not gonna tell you don't invest in nobody's stuff. Just don't invest in everybody's stuff. You're gonna run yourself bankrupt. Okay? Kind of pick somebody you got faith in, you believe in, you like the way they move, you feel like they can help, and stick to that one person at least for a while. Give it six months to a year. See what you can get done. Okay? You guys have any questions? I love to entertain them. I think I'm gonna pull out of my savings account. Okay, not a problem. Kelsey, what's up? Door to door. Yeah. You guys have any questions for me? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, guys. I would greatly appreciate that. Like I said, at the top of the video, the main premise of this particular video is don't be spending wildly. Okay, make sure you're strategic with your investment. Okay, like I say, I take a salary, and with that salary, I take a portion of that, and I invest into other opportunities, other things, right? Investment vehicles. If you study entrepreneurs, millionaires, and billionaires alike, you know that they make way more money while they sleep than they do while they're awake. They do, because they understand the power of investing, compounding their dollars, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's whatever it is. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. It just cut off on me. But again, you got to understand the power of compounding your money. So don't get your first check or your first $5,000 like I did, and then start doing stupid stuff with it, or $10,000, $15,000. It's a lot of money when you think about it, because you never had it before, or you haven't had it too frequent. But don't feel like you can start splurging and making these outrageous purchases. You have to let your money compound, right? You want to have what I call cash on deck. You want to have reserves. You want to have a cash flow. Okay, so in the event of a coronavirus or the event of other things, you'll be able to sustain your business. Okay, so it's the same thing with your personal income. Same thing with your personal income. So when you pay yourself salary and you pay yourself, then you want to make sure that you don't be living paycheck to paycheck. That you gotta wait till the people pay your paycheck on the first of the month every month in your cleaning business, so you'll be able to sustain your own personal bills. You want to be able to save. I would say if you're not saving and you want to do some splurging and splurge into investments, something that can compound over time. Okay, real estate, stocks, bonds, whatever, Bitcoin, blockchain. If you get into that, I'm doing some reading on that now. Okay, so there's a lot of things out here you can in other business. You can be a VC. There's people out here that need 15, 20 grand right now. If you got it laid in the bank, and they present you a good business plan and you feel comfortable about investing in another business, even if it's not cleaning, you know you can invest in that and get a return on your investment. Other technologies, right? So again, guys, there's a lot of ways that you can go to compound your money. I'm a firm believer in compounding the money, making money while you sleep. Other investments, you want to have multiple streams of income, obviously, right? But don't worry about that just now. If you're just starting up your cleaning business, be strategic and worry straightforward about your cleaning business right now. Okay, because when you got a lot of opportunities going on, you usually become successful in none of them, right? Because you got too much going on. Okay, so just if you're doing commercial cleaning, worry about your commercial. If you got a Shopify, you got a Shopify account, website, and all of this, just worry straight about the Shopify website, right? Just concentrate on that, make it profitable, and then take the revenue from that and invest in something else. Okay, so that's how I do with my business. My commercial cleaning business is profitable. I take revenue from that and I start up something else. But I've been doing it for a little while now. Okay, so again, that's what I like to talk to my people in the coaching about, right? Diversifying your revenue. I talk to so many people. They say, Fabio, cleaning is really not my ultimate goal. It's just a vehicle that I researched over time. I felt like it had high profit margins, low startup costs, and I got in it. I feel like it's something that I can do for the next 2 or 3 years, turn a great profit, perhaps sell or flip, and then go into what I really want to go into. If that's your goal, stick to your goal. If your goal is to only have a cleaning business for anywhere from 3 to 5 years, and then you want to flip it, at least make it profitable so you can sell it for an enormous amount of money. Okay? So if you guys have any questions, again, I love to chime in. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and cut it short. This one meant to be a very, very long video, but it's something that I wanted to talk about because I feel like a lot of people are having cash flow problems. I feel like people feel like they need to invest in a lot of expensive equipment. You don't. Okay, like I say, you can also rent stuff, right? You need a carpet cleaning machine, you can rent it. Okay, and then you can get the tax credit on it. You can get it back at the end of the year. You file for uh, for a tax expense. Okay, um, so if you guys have any questions, I'd love to entertain that. Make sure you guys go ahead and so that way this video can be found through YouTube algorithm, right? So more people can see it. I greatly appreciate you guys. I really do. Make sure you guys get the likes up. I really appreciate you guys. You know, you guys have any questions for me? Any questions? Oh, coaching. Um, in the coaching lead generation program, I do have spot one spot left. I had somebody that was interested, and then they became not interested. So I do have one spot left. What do I think about starting with the franchise? I wouldn't suggest it, starting with the franchise, because once you do your research, you'll find out that there's going to be a lot of fees that you have to pay out, and it's not impossible to become profitable with franchise. It just may take you may become profitable over time, right? Because the franchise, they got to get theirs. They're going to get theirs off top. They're going to get theirs first. So even though it may take you longer to build by starting from the ground up, I would suggest that. I would suggest that because you'll feel a lot better. You'll feel a certain type of way to know that you were able to build something from scratch, from nothing, not knowing nothing about nothing. You did some research. You got your DBA or your LLC. You start learning and build up. You feel a lot better about yourself, opposed to going into somebody else's franchise system, right? Not saying that again. I'm not saying that it's impossible to win with a franchise because I actually know people that's in franchise that's winning now. Their income is stagnant, but they're winning. They making money with it, right? But I feel like you can do absolute better and keep more revenue if you build from the ground up. Okay, but it's pros and cons to it both, right? So I would suggest you to do your research. I'm not here to tell you not to do it. I just would suggest that you don't do it. Okay, but do your research, and if you feel good about it, go for it. Don't let me talk you out of it. But I'm a pro, from scratch guy, independent. So I'm gonna always push that lane a little bit harder. Okay, and you can do it. I forgot her name. Let me see. Medina. I'm just call her that. You can do it. You can definitely build it from the ground up. It may take a little time, but then again, it may not. It may not. It may not at all. Once you get your DBA, you get everything registered, EIN, you get all of that stuff together, right? You go start marketing, knocking doors, right? Going to networking events. You'll be amazed, Medina. You'll be another marketing strategy I like to use is, you know, uh, the text your family strategy. Like, in other words, you text your friends and family, everybody that's compiled in your phone and your contacts, and say, hey, auntie, hey, cousin, hey, uncle, give me two people that I can perhaps call to solicit for a commercial cleaning business. Whether it's their accountant, whether it's their dealership who they bought their car from, uh, uh, the dentist, whatever dentist that they go to, the lawyer that they go to, maybe the chiropractor, the little clinic, the little doctor's office that they might go to, right? Just tell them you want two. Just give them you the name of the business and the number, right? You don't say I need 5 to 10 because a lot of people don't even want to give you two, right? They feel like they're too busy to do that. Just ask for two people. You text down your list, hey, I'm just starting a commercial cleaning business, and you send the same text to everybody, right? And let them send you at least two people, the name of the company and the telephone number. Or they might say, most would say, and I've gotten this too, I don't know the number, but you just taking and Google the name. You say, well, is it anybody specifically you think I should talk to? Well, my doctor name is such and such, or my dentist name is such and such, right? So you can kind of piggyback off of that referral person. Say, hey, I was referred to such and such by my cousin such and such, or right? That's a way that you can do it. That's another low cost to no money way that you can do it, right? For free. And you're just piggybacking off of people that's in your contact list. You put a little text together and you send it to everybody and let them know, hey, I just started a cleaning business, you know, could you help me? Or you can give them an incentive for helping you, $50, once you sign on with the contract, I give you a $50 kickback for the referral. I really appreciate it. Something like that. Something is better than nothing, right? So again, that's another way that you guys can do it, right? You got to be creative. Let me see, do the customers ask about criminal background? Sometimes they do, Curtis. Sometimes they do. Now let's talk about that because this is unique here. Um, I had someone ask me about that within my coaching. I'm gonna give you two different scenarios. I had a guy that joined my coaching last year. He was fresh out of jail, right? He was a convicted felon, and he was worried. He said, Fabio, I'm gonna invest in it. I'm gonna get the money up. I'm gonna invest in your coaching. But man, to be honest, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to win, in this business, man, because I'm straight out the joint. I'm like, oh man. I say, well, don't have that mindset. First, just start with the mindset. You got to change your mindset, and everything else will follow. So I helped him change his mindset, and Lord behold, after some time, I don't want to make it seem like this happened overnight, but after some time, him being a convicted felon, he started getting some traction. Right? And now Once he got that traction, he started getting deals, right? Started getting contracts. Now he had that belief system in himself. And he's this close to quitting his job. And this was just last year, right? This he still worked, but he's this close to quitting his job. Okay. And he had that mindset that I'm a convicted felon. Here's the thing. If they ask you about being a convicted felon, I'm not a felon. But if I was a felon, I put myself in the shoes of a felon and how I would wing it, right? How I would wing around that. So if they say, well, victim felon, we want to know, are you a victim felon? I say, well, what we would do, this is what I would say. If they wanted to know if I was a victim felon, I would dance around that if I was a convicted felon, because they can easily try to do a background check on you, figure out you're a convicted felon. So what I would do, I would say, well, rest assured we'll take care of that. We background check everybody that comes in that's going to be doing the cleaning. If you do want to see the background checks of our employees, now they asked me about me, and you see how I danced around that. That's just kind of me thinking, like, I don't want to say I am, because obviously it might scare them away, right? They might not hire me, but then I don't want to lie either, right? So I'm gonna dance around that, right? Now, if they come back to me personally, I know you guys thinking, well, what if they want to know about you? What if they want to know about you? Then it's best to be honest, okay? You don't have to go into any elaboration as to what that felony is, because they can always background check. But you say, yes, I'm fresh out, I'm recovering such and such, or whatever the case is. And instead of to go back to the same type of activity that I was in, I've learned a lot and I decided I wanted to start my own business. You be honest, and they may respect that energy, respect the fact that you was being honest. And this is just something that I would suggest because I'm not a convicted felon. So this is what I would suggest. You be honest, you let them know, I'm rehabilitated from whatever the crime was, whatever the felony was, right? And I'm looking to change my life and my family life, and I'm starting up a cleaning business, right? You didn't lie, you was honest, right? And if they respect it, great. I do believe in second chances personally, so I actually hire felonies or felons, right? So um, I believe in second chances, and a lot of business owners do. A lot of people do believe in second chance. Some people condemn you for the fact that you have felonies, right? But Kurt, that's the way I would do it. I would try to divert it from me if you felt like they were pointing that at you. I would kind of, don't, rest assured, we background check and we screen everybody, drug test everybody, and if you need to see those results before we let somebody into your facility, we'd be gladly able to share that with you. Or you can use police clearance. Okay, you can use a police clearance. You say, well, what we do, Mr. Hart, what we do is we offer, um, we ask for all of our potential employees to go and get a police clearance, right? This is a official document that they got to get from a police precinct, right? They go in, it's probably going to cost them a few bucks or so, but they get that. If they go and get it and come back to you and bring it, they clear. If you don't hear from that person again, 9 times out of 10, they got a warrant, they got something going on, and they try not to have any police contact. So you can use that too. You say, well, we make sure that a lot of our employees do get a police clearance, okay? And like I say, you would just get that from a local precinct. You go in there, or the headquarters, the police headquarters in your area. You go in there and say, hey, I have a job. They ask that I get a police clearance, okay? All they're going to do is just a little letter with the little police stamp, of approval, and then they can give you a copy of that, and you can share with, okay, they were cleared by the local police department, this and this and that. That just makes the client feel comfortable with having that particular individual in there. Okay, you can even do that for yourself. Go, as the business owner, go and get a police clearance for yourself. Just because you're a felon don't mean they won't clear you. All that's just saying is you don't have any open cases, right? You don't have anything open. Now, if you don't go and get it, like I said, if they don't go and get it, a lot of times they try not to have police contact. So of course you're not going to hear from that potential employee ever again, right? Because they know you're going to ask for the police clearance. They know they have warrants. They're not going to be able to be cleared, so they're not going to go and pay to get it. But again, if you have misdemeanors and felonies, that's something that's a closed case, it's in the past, they will clear you. They will give you a letter that say you're fine, you're good to go, you're able to work, right? And you can even do that for yourself. Okay. So that's something I learned along the way some time ago. Police clearance does make clients feel good. Okay. And you can suggest that too. You know, if they asking you about the felonies and this and this and that, you can say, well, yeah, we make sure all of our people is cleared through a police clearance. We ask that everybody have a police clearance, and we do an extensive background check on all employees for criminal history. Okay. That's how I would do it. Hopefully that helped you out. And lastly, like I said, you can also just give it up on yourself. You can say you don't have to go into the crime, because if they want to know the exact crime and you don't feel comfortable, it could be embarrassing, whatever the case is, they more than willing can, do the background check. If you feel okay with telling them what the crime was, just let them know, hey, I did this. If it's a mistake, I was at a tough time, whatever the case is, I learned my lesson. I won't do that again, which is why I just came out of jail or came out of prison, and I decided I wanted to change my life around. Therefore, I decided that I wanted to start up a cleaning business. And just because of that, your tonality, the face, your facial expressions, just your body language, they would empathize with you. Okay, they say, okay, we understand. I'm suggesting that they probably will. Okay, we understand. We give you a chance. Thank you for being upfront and honest with us. They, a lot of times, they'll probably thank you for being upfront and honest instead of lying, and then they find it out down the line. Okay. But hopefully that helped. Let me see if I got any more questions here. Any advice? The best ways to begin hiring employees? Um, I would start with anything free first. So I would start with like social media. Your Facebook, your Instagrams, that type of thing, right? I wouldn't hire family, friends, but you can hire friends of family, right? Friends of other friends, right? But I'm not really big on hiring family and friends. But maybe your family is a little bit different than mine, so you can start there if you feel like you'll be able to be successful with having them and productive. Okay, if not, you can put out ads. You can get, like what I've done in the past is got a little, postcards. You go to Vistaprint, you get the little postcards. Now hiring part-time cleaners, you put them out throughout the course of the city, the supermarkets, your Walmarts, any public area, restaurants, McDonald's, wherever, right? So people will see it and say, oh, okay, I need a job, and they call the number. Another thing that I like to use is the magnet on the car. Okay, so I have a hiring magnet. When I feel like I want to do some hiring, I go ahead and place it on the vehicle, the passenger side, the driver's side. Put the magnets on, and then when I'm in the shopping plaza or I'm at the stoplight, I've literally had people take a picture of your car, and they say, hey, I seen this post on your car, and it said that you was hiring for cleaning, part-time cleaners, or whatever the case is. That's another way you can do it. So you get creative with it. Those are obviously paid ways you do it, because you got to pay for the postcards, which is not that much money. The magnets, not a lot of money. Okay, and it's something that you can use ongoing, or like I say, you can use social media, just word of mouth, let people know that you're now hiring for part-time cleaners. That's a way that you could start. Okay, you can also use like Indeed and some of the online portals or forums to start doing some hiring. Okay, thanks, bro. No problem, Kurt. You're welcome, Medina. What do you think about sir? Yep, yep. You guys have any more questions? You have any more questions? Just want to make sure we cover the bases before I end the live, guys. Like I said, again, I do have one spot left available for the coaching. Okay, it's first come, first serve. Anybody that wants it, it's still $600. I did say that we were going to raise it up to 1,500. After my birthday, it's going up to $2,000. Okay, that's the official. I decided because I need to get paid for the value that I provide. Okay, and I usually give you guys a break, so I do have one spot available. Anybody can get it. $600. Okay, it's $600 for that up until August the 31st. Um, if no one get it by August the 31st, right, then August the 31st will still go up. If someone do take this last spot, then it's going to be full and I won't open up again until after my birthday, August the 31st. Shout out to my Virgos, right? I won't open up again until after August the 31st for coaching and 12-month coaching and lead generation. And it's going to be $2,000 at that point. Okay. So 600, 2,000, your choice. Shout out to everybody that have joined. I greatly appreciate it, and I think our relationship together will be absolutely phenomenal. Have faith in me, have faith in yourself, and let's crush it. Let's get it going. Let's get the ball rolling and make it happen. Okay. Again, you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything going on? Feel free. Great job. Thank you. Thank you. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Let's go ahead and let's get the ball rolling. Okay. Let's get the ball rolling. Do you guys understand what I mean by conserving money, conserving for your cleaning business? Do you understand what I mean by that? Okay. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that, and that you do not feel pressured to invest in every course, to buy the Dysons or the top of the line equipment or the top of the line solutions. You don't need that initially starting off. Okay, now I get it. You might want to have a reputation for having the best of the best. You feel like you're the best and all of that, but build yourself up to that. Okay, it's nice to have that mindset, even if you're not at that stage yet. Okay, because it all starts with the mind. What the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. We know where that comes from, Napoleon Hill, right? What the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Okay, but what Napoleon Hill didn't put on there, and if he was alive today, I would challenge him on this. He need that end part to say, only if you take action. What the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, only if you take action. That's the part that he left off. I feel like a lot of people feel like they can think it, they can believe it, they can achieve it, and that's why a lot of people just still sit on the couch and they're not making any money, because they just think they can be successful. They believe they can be successful, but they never become successful. Why? Because they never take action, right? So what the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, only if you take action. You got to do something, okay? Even if you fail, that's a start, because you did something. You wouldn't even got a failure if you didn't even do anything, right? So I just want to put that out there, guys. You guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, anything that we need to talk about, let me know, so we can get it off. Like I say, the coaching, one spot left. Whoever want it, it's first come, first serve, $600. I do want to welcome everybody that have joined the coaching. You can start with the services immediately upon joining, with the coaching, the lead generation, and all of that stuff. You have any questions, you can always shoot me a text. You probably have my number by now. You can phone me. You have my number by now, so you can always do that. Again, on my birthday, August the 31st, is going up to $2,000. And also, if the last spot become taken between now and then, that's it. It won't open back up until August 31st, after August 31st, which it'll be $2,000. Okay? So again, and it's well worth it. I'm sure I can get you that back in 6 months or less, right? Providing we work together, not me tell you what to do or suggest something for you to do and you don't do anything with it. Now, if you don't do anything with the information, you don't do what we ask, you won't make no money. Don't invest. Please don't, because I don't need it. I don't need your money just for you to say you didn't make no money with me. If you're sure about yourself and know that you're willing to do something, you want to have a partnership with me, let's get it. Okay? Let's get it. Whether it's $600 or whether it's $2,000. Let's get it. Okay? Any questions, guys? Got any questions? Fabio, how do I join the coaching? Hollywood Janitorial Serve, SERV, at gmail.com. Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. You email Jasmine, she'll handle the back and forth on the email, right? I usually like to call people and reiterate so they know exactly what they're getting for the money that they're paying. So when you email, you can email right away and say, hey, can you have Fabio give me a call? I just want to make sure I understand clearly what I'm getting for the money that I'm paying. and I'll be able to reiterate that to you over the phone before you even go ahead and make your purchase. Okay. Again, if there's no further questions, comments, or concerns, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video short. You guys have any more questions? And I'm going to try to do another video and go live sometime between now and Friday, or now on Saturday, the end of the week. Okay. Okay. Don't look like anybody have any more questions here. Let me see. All right, guys. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. I'm Fabio Hart. The only person that would ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. May God bless you guys and your business. Again, conserve your money. Don't spend every dollar that come in. You don't need every gadget. You don't need every software program. You don't need every webinar. You don't need every book. Be conservative. If you're going to buy books, learn marketing and sales. People ask me all the time. That's the meat and potatoes. Once you learn that, you're ahead of the rest, right? Because the main thing people ask me is, Fabio, how do I get contracts? I know you like this guy. He cannot get off the live because I love this stuff, right? I got it to a science, right? You don't always want to have to chase the client. You want the client to chase you. And it is ways that they will chase you, right? But you got to put yourself in position. I'll talk about that in the coaching, okay? So, but you got to put yourself in a position. You got to position yourself. Learn sales, learn marketing. Okay, learn sales, learn marketing. You can do that for free online. YouTube videos, Google. I would advise you to buy some sales books. You go on Amazon. You got Amazon Prime and all, discounts on all of these different books. I'm a firm believer. You can buy sales course, right? My favorite one is the Piranha Marketing by Joe Polish. Okay, if you guys can find that course online, it's called Piranha Marketing by Joe Polish. He's a ex-carpet cleaner, right? He's an ex-carpet cleaner, a struggling carpet cleaner that wasn't able to make money, and eventually over time started learning marketing and sales and put together his own sales course. I'm a big believer in his sales stuff. Another one, if you guys want just my stuff, and it could be pricey on this other guy's stuff. Joe Polish's stuff not so pricey. But if you can get in, you got an audio set. I don't know if it's digital yet, but I know I got the CDs. Okay, so I don't know if you still sell the CD part of it, but if it's probably digital by now. You probably can find it on Amazon or eBay. Get the Joe Polish Piranha Marketing. If you just want my opinion, okay, that's just my opinion. Okay, but don't go broke if you can't afford it. Don't worry about it right now. Another guy, the Wolf of Wall Street. I spoke to him many, many times. He's a great guy, by the way. And he has a course called the Straight Line System. The Straight Line System. Great guy. Really funny, hilarious guy. But the Straight Line System, I like the whole move of that. Okay. Jordan Belfort is his name. He got a YouTube and all of that stuff. And I like Jordan, so I don't have a problem with endorsing Jordan stuff, right? I can literally call Jordan like anytime. He's a great guy, okay? But he has the Straight Line System. If you guys, it's pretty pricey too, so it's gonna cost you, it's gonna knock you back a couple $1,000 if you're interested in it. But it's great material, okay? Anyway, I'm done talking, guys. Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. If you want the coaching, again, I have one spot available for $600. This is damn near free compared to how much money you can make with it once you get involved in it. A lot of my people that was in my program a year ago has re-signed up already. I keep that as an option. Even if I stop running it today, once you in, you can always re-sign up and keep going, right? They wouldn't keep re-signing up if it wasn't working. Let's put it that way. So that's why I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm Fabio, so in case you didn't know so. Okay, guys, that's going to do it. Fabio Hart, the only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care. Be safe.